We're less than a week away from the 2024 NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis, Indiana. And guess what? We'll be there for every second of it. And if you subscribe to this channel, you can be there for it too, because we'll be doing our ESPN radio shows live from there, content every day, interviews with players. We'll be talking to coaches. We'll be talking to everybody while we're in Indianapolis. But until then, we're doing 4-round mock drafts for every team in the NFL, and we're to the Tennessee Titans. This is one of the most interesting teams in the league to me, because if you look on the screen, you can see the PFF All-22 of the Titans. Well, their biggest needs, wide receiver on the offensive line, specifically at left tackle, beside Peter Skoronski, and I would really like to add a corner to help out Christian Fulton and Sean Murphy-Bunting, because, frankly, neither one of them were great last year. So let's get into it with the Tennessee Titans, and I'm going to try something a little different here than how I've done the rest of them, because there are two potential ways that the Titans could go, and I want to see if one is better than the other. And I'm going to let the board decide which one I do first and hope that it works out in my favor. It did. That's exactly what I wanted. Right here, Odunze's on the board at 7, and I want to compare that to what it looks like taking a tackle at 7. So here, I'm going to take Odunze. Biggest knock on him, is he going to be able to separate? I think he will. He was really good against man coverage, just had such a good year, 89.5 grade against man coverage. The big knock on him, yards per route run, yards per attempt, whichever way you want to go down that route where people talk about the bust rate is so high, you're right. But Washington throws the ball so damn much that it skews that. The contested catch rate being at 75%, that's also not exactly what you want to see, because that means a guy's not separating that much. I don't think it'll be a problem in the NFL. I think Odunze is one of the best receiver prospects I've ever seen, and I do feel like he has clearly passed Malik Neighbors in the... not in terms of every scout, but I think universally we're getting to a point where more of us like Odunze better than Neighbors, because Neighbors plays so much out of the slot and he's a little bit smaller. So I'm going to take Odunze here and see what that leaves me with in the second round. This works perfectly because I get that left tackle I want in Jordan Morgan from Arizona. I love this kid. I know some people are a little down on him because they think he's peaked, but I mean, he's a 3-year left tackle starter in the Pac-12. He was absolutely fantastic, really had good tape against UCLA, had a lot of good tape this year. Pass block grade was an 87.3, really good with the run block grade as well. I think he's a true left tackle. I think he's a plug and play. He may not get any better, but he's ready to start right now. So I'm going to add him to this class for the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee doesn't have another pick to 107. I'm pretty damn confident I'm going to want to add a corner right there unless the board just doesn't fall that way. So we'll see what's there. Oh, yep, that's exactly how I wanted that to go, because there is a player right there that I just really like. Jarvis Brownlee had a huge week in Mobile, really just burst on the scene. He wasn't even in the PFF software before the Senior Bowl. He was so good, just locked on to guys. The tape from Louisville was not that good. It wasn't as good as he was in Mobile, but I think he was miscast in that defense. You have to remember, he was not recruited to do what he was asked to do by Brian Brom. I think Jeff Brom, excuse me. God, I hate when guys hire their brothers because I can never differentiate them. Jarvis Brownlee would be a great pick here, a guy that I think would be a plug-and-play too. You can slide Fulton into the slot, which is exactly what I would want to do, and now I feel better about my corners. That is one build. What I'm curious of is, how do I look at the class, and how does PFF look at the class by comparison if you took a tackle with that first pick? So let's get the PFF grade here. Gotta wait for the software to analyze your draft.
Many minutes later.
There we go. There's our grade A+ from PFF, taking Odunze at number 7, taking Jordan Morgan with an A- at number 38, B+ for Jarvis Brownlee at number 107. Now, I'm going to go back through, and I'm going to do the same thing with Tennessee, but I'm going to take the tackle in the first round and see if it changes the grade, because I love that class. That's 3 home run selections for the Tennessee Titans to me. My question is, if I'm forced to take a tackle, let's say somehow Neighbors, Odunze, and Marvin Harrison Jr. are all off the board, how different am I going to feel about that class if I have to take the tackle in the first round? Okay, so right here there is no Joe Alt, which is how I think it will go. So I have to take Ola Fashanu, who I love, big dancing bear, really good pass blocker. I think he would be nice next to Peter Skoronski. Here you got Keon Coleman on the board. People have some of the same questions about him that they have about Odunze, that he doesn't separate particularly well. I don't agree with that. I'm a lifelong Florida State fan. The kid is really, really good, and his contested catch rate was 33%. So you can tell me how he didn't separate and tell me that you're just judging the ACC without telling me. He wasn't as good down the stretch. The quarterback play wasn't as good down the stretch. I feel like that's what a lot of people judge him on, is after Jordan Travis got hurt. And to me, that's just dumb. I have Keon Coleman right behind the highest end elite receivers in this class, and I have him ahead of Brian Thomas and Troy Franklin and a slew of others that are probably going to go ahead of him. This is a build that I like a lot too. Jarvis Brownlee's on the board too, so I'll take him again. I pretty well know what that grade's going to look like because I've already done it. So we'll see if PFF likes this better or worse. Got an A with the Rome Odunze build. Let's see what I get with Ola Fashanu. And of course it's going to spin because it has to spin. Go! Thank you. A- here on Fashanu, A on Coleman, B+ on Jarvis Brownlee. Overall grade is an A-. So it appears that PFF likes taking Odunze and Morgan a little better than Fashanu and Coleman. But what say you, Tennessee Titan fans? Which would you rather have? Would you rather have the receiver in the first round? Would you rather have the tackle in the first round? You need to come away with both of them out of that 7th and 38th pick, but which build is better for you? Comment in the comments which one you like better, which one you think would be better for the Titans, which one would be better for Will Levis, and which one would be better for Brian Callahan. I answer all of those. If there's another prospect you really like, throw that out there as well. We will do one of these for every team in the NFL leading up to next week, and we're leaving on a jet plane on Monday. We'll be live in Indianapolis for the entire 2024 NFL Scouting Combine, and it's yours right here in the Sportsocracy.